We're here, week 3. Can you believe it? Good morning.
Made it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing, Joel?
I am doing very well. Waking up very slowly, but it's okay. I blame the weather. How about so?
Same. The weather makes it hard to just like up and at 'em. We need some sunshine.
It does, especially when it's like that perfect. We're getting that nice fall weather is kicking in, so like it's really chilly, so you get to sleep. And I'm like, ugh, I just finally sleep. It's good. So
There's
how
a reason. Oh, go ahead.
after you?
I was gonna say there's a reason why animals hibernate. There's
I
just
know. Oh, I know. Imagine you just get to eat all year just to sleep for like 3 or 4 months. I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome. So, okay, so we're here, Binge Live, episode 3. I guess before we get into our featured guest, we'll introduce them in a little bit, but it's Jerry, Jen. Awesome. We're going to have a lot of fun. Want to check in? How's your wound? Are you healing?
healing. We're on the mend. We're hopefully gonna be healed. I feel like in the next week, maybe it'll be all gone.
Well,
So
that's a good thing. That's a very good thing.
very, very good. And you have exciting things happening in your life too.
Yeah, it's busy right now. It's crazy. Just brought out my 4th listing in the past like month or so. So great little townhouse right here in Marina Del Rey. Very exciting. Getting a lot of calls already. So I'm like, ooh, this is going to be a lot of work, but in a good way. Very excited for the seller.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, and I want to talk really quickly about you guys are doing this initiative. You just got your camp, correct? What is it? The
Oh,
SheTV?
we just wrapped our first boot camp
Awesome.
for SheTV, which is where we're working with nonprofits primarily and business owners to create video and virtual strategy. We will be starting a boot camp 2.0. So that'll be coming up. So if anyone's interested, just hit us up, send us an email, and we can get going on getting on camera just like you have been.
Just like we all are right now, especially every Friday morning at 10 a.m. on the LAX Chamber Facebook page. Subtle plug.
Nice.
So our guest today is going to be a lot of fun. It is Jerry Jen. He is of the Jen Law Firm, as well as the president of the Playa Vista Rotary Sunrise. I hope I'm saying that correctly. If not, I'm sure he will correct me in a nice way. Fingers crossed. Yeah. So I guess, is he there? Where are you, Jerry? You going to join us? There you are.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing great. Welcome.
Good to see you both.
How are you?
Jerry.
Good. I was told to dress up for the two of you, so I did that today.
I appreciate that, although I'm convinced it's really like one of those like tearaway things. It's just Velcro. It's not.
Just a t-shirt.
Shorts and sandals underneath, but that's the beauty of Zoom.
It's all CGI. It's not real.
Suit on top.
Thank you for joining us on this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I think we're
very honored. I appreciate it.
Our morning here, I can tell. So So Meredith, I'm gonna let you get started.
Oh, we're gonna get down to it, Jerry. We'll have you wake us up, tell us about you, what you do, and share with the audience your favorite thing about what you do.
Sure. So I am an attorney, as you can tell, for the Jen Law Firm. The primary practice of my law firm is commercial collections and enforcing judgments. What that means is essentially businesses owe other businesses debt or for services or a good that they provide. I have clients from the gambit, right, from manufacturers who manufacture clothes, textile, brake parts, to ones who fashion all the stainless steel equipment you see in those big high rises and bars. So what ends up happening is these businesses along the supply chain provide their customers with hundreds of $1,000s of goods and things like that, and something happens and they don't get paid and they can't resolve it. So I'm the guy they kind of bring on to resolve the matter when things go south. And so that's what I do. I'm on the creditor side primarily, and that's my practice. And when it comes to enforcing judgments, as you know, you can win a judgment. It's a piece of paper unless the defendant decides to pay for it voluntarily. If they don't, I'm the guy who helps my clients enforce that judgment. So that's what I do.
So I'm picturing like a Dog the Bounty Hunter kind of vibe. Like really you're in a suit for the court, and then afterwards you're like meeting people in dark alleys. Is it that kind of thing?
Yeah, with the curly hair, I think I need to get more beard, like the bounty hunter guy.
I think
I'm not as buff as him, in terms of, and I don't wear those. What was it? He wears a like Hulk Hogan tank, right?
That's
No, we do it legally, obviously, right? I like to keep my license. No friends or associates named Guido. Yeah, but other than that, no baseball bats except what I can use from the law. So
A
see, that
lot
just
is your
it sounds
tool.
very deceiving.
my tool.
Yeah, it just sounds very. I don't know. Maybe it's my imagination going crazy, but the thought of actually picturing you going after somebody in a dark alley is very entertaining, and I mean that that is like the best compliment in the world because I'm just saying.
I
So,
appreciate that.
so how long have you been doing this?
So yeah, I've been practicing law since about 2009. That's when I got licensed. So about almost 10, a little over, yeah, close to 10 years. And before that, I actually worked for a collection law firm since about 2003. So I've been in the industry for about, it's close to 17 years, just about. Yeah.
Do they give you any kind of like tactic training?
Like tactic, meaning like how to wield the baseball bat or steel knuckles, or like how to
Yes,
collect.
but through the medium of using law as your weapon.
Yeah, so I think it's not necessarily anything training. I think a lot of the collection portion or judgment enforcement, you just have to know the law well, because that's how a lawyer, you can use your tools, right? And so as long as you know what you can use, I think that's been very helpful, because sometimes the defendant isn't aware, or even their attorney, they have attorneys defend them on their end, and sometimes they're even not aware of the process. And so just by knowing the process well, it's advantageous, to myself and my client. Mhm.
So, in addition to the law, I know you're an active member of the chamber, and word on the street is you're going to be the kind of person that we all aspire to be because you do a ton, and I do mean a literal ton, of giving back. I know. So, your work with with chamber obviously is for the business side, but your work with the Rotary Playa Vista Sunrise. I mean, how do you find time for everything?
I guess if you just love what you're doing, you make the time. And so I'm fortunate. I have a lot of colleagues already and friends who are both in the Rotary and the Chamber. So it's almost like not really going to work, right? So you get to kind of just go and hang out, but you still get business done. And so I think with this, a lot of it is just kind of just planning as well. So my calendar, I rely on heavily, and I have good support. So like with the Rotary Club, not only are the board members there, the past presidents, they're very supportive. They're able to help me out, as well as all the members. And so it makes doing giving back and doing good, very, very well, not easy, but it's a lot easier than it seems. And then at the same time too, I mean, it makes my job much more meaningful just because everybody is on board. So
Oh, that's awesome.
That's so great that you do that. And how do you how has everything that you do, your calendar is already crazy. How has it changed since, we've all been at home? Are you Zoom fatigued? Do you do everything online? How has your job changed?
yeah, so with I think everything's gone online. Like with court appearances, especially in the civil arena, they've pushed us onto video calls and telephone appearances, which is great because I don't have to drive down to downtown. I don't have to drive to Orange County and fight for parking and waste 2 hours on the road. So it actually gave me back a lot of time. I can work from my office. I do work from home as well, and we're still able to serve our clients that way. My entire team, they're all working from home still too. And it was funny because right in March, it took me a year, but we got the office finally all decked out, the wall art all up, and then they shut us down. So everybody's working from home. I was just like, oh no. But yes, going to your question, I think we actually saved a lot of time, at least for me, and maybe that's the benefit of it, right? That's why I'm able to do a little bit more than if I was not doing it online.
Now, are you a hometown boy? Are you born and raised here?
Yeah, born and raised in Los Angeles. I grew up in San Gabriel Valley in Roland Heights. That's where the 60 and 57 freeway kind of meet, a little bit 40 miles out east. Um,
Love
and
how
then
like everything is based on the highways. It
Yeah.
cracks me.
exactly, you seen Saturday Night Live,
Californians.
Holland.
The 405. Yeah.
Exactly. And so, see, now you know where that is, though. So when I made that reference, so true Californians right here as well. But yeah, and then I went to Berkeley for my undergrad. So I was up in the Bay Area for quite a few years, stayed up there after I graduated, and then only came back down for law school. And then I stayed here ever since.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
Oh.
So I wasn't sure. Meredith. So how many people are in your firm?
I have 4 others, not
Really?
including myself. Mhm.
So now, is this your primary focus? Is just the debt collection side, or do you guys practice other? I know I'm not saying it right, but is there other avenues that you practice as well, or is that?
Yeah. So we only practice exclusively commercial debt collection and enforcing judgments. So it's funny because I get people contacting me like, hey, my business partner owes me money for, the shares and we're splitting up, or hey, my husband didn't pay me alimony. And so you're a collection attorney, right? You collect this for me. But no, I don't do any of that. In fact, we refer all that out. Specifically, it's just business to business debts and then judgments in the business arena. So that's what we do. Yeah. Very narrow.
Are you finding that because of this whole COVID situation, are you getting, I hate to say busier, but are you getting busier because of?
Yeah, so we are getting lots of inquiries and new cases because a lot of businesses, they are facing hard times. And so both ends, my clients, when they don't get paid, obviously impacts them. So they're a little bit more incentivized to kind of move faster versus before, where they'll sit on it, they have a few years before they really have to collect it, and then they'll come to me then. But now it's more immediate. And then the second aspect is, yeah, a lot of businesses just cash flow, or, they're robbing Mary to pay Paul. And so, but yeah, it's getting a lot more busy, I think. And I think this is not my area of practice, but, same thing. You see a lot of bankruptcies happening. You hear all the retail stores kind of going under. So, that's pretty difficult too for everybody.
Has the court process slowed down at all because they're so inundated, or has it kind of kept up?
Yeah, that's one of those things with all the attorneys right now. So with the court, most courts in California at least had shut down from March through about the end of June. So a lot of them only reopened, unless, before then it was all for emergencies like restraining orders, things like that. But for civil matters, it didn't resume really until July. And so once it resumed, everything has been backed up. Like I've had trials that were set for November. Now they're continued a whole year out. So a lot of the stuff has been pushed. So there is still a lot of delays that the court are trying to catch up on. And at the same time, they're not going to pack the courthouses anymore with people. You've seen pictures. I mean, just in general, right? Or if you've ever been to court just for whatever reason, you've seen how it's pretty close up. There's no social distancing. It's heavy. So because they had to spread that out, they hear less cases too. So you can imagine everything's being prolonged and kind of delayed right now still.
So do you enjoy watching People's Court?
People's Court was good, but my favorite is My Cousin Vinny. That's the ultimate lawyer movie, I think. I have other people have other opinions, but that's my favorite.
So do you ever like base a court appearance upon the way he was on Vinny? Do you ever just go in there in the purple tuxedo and just say, hey, it got ruined by mud. This is all I could find?
Yeah, closest I can get was this purple tie, but no velvet suits or anything like that. I've had the thoughts of trying to tell a judge, utes, just using the word utes for some reason, just work it in. But I don't want my clients to sue me for malpractice, so I'll just keep it at that.
I think that'd be hysterical if I could just imagine you would totally go viral, probably not in a good way, about showing up dressed like that, which, yeah, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I would actually respect it, but that's just me having my issues.
Maybe I'll do it for Halloween, but maybe not for a real court appearance where my client's case is on the line.
That's fair. Maybe a Halloween outfit.
Or maybe one of the chamber events. Maybe I'll come to one of the chamber events if I can find something like that.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yep.
So how did you get involved with the chamber?
So I networked through a different organization, professional organization, and a long time ago, they actually met in the chamber room. So you know how there's that big meeting room in the chamber? So we actually did that. So that's my first exposure to the chamber, but I actually didn't join the chamber until after I joined Rotary. Half my Rotary Club was in the chamber, including, like Christina and, all others in this case. And so it was kind of natural, right? Because in Rotary, you kind of join it for the philanthropy, the service. You're not there to kind of sell your business. And so, that was always the intent. But then obviously when you talk about business and things like that, it made natural sense to join the chamber. And, when I met the chamber staff and a lot of the members, when I came on board, it was great. And I really much enjoyed the chamber. So that's why I stuck with it.
It's a good call.
It is.
It is definitely.
You've drank the punch, but we all know that it's just a great group of people. But what do you feel has been most beneficial from being a part of the chamber for you or your business?
Yeah, so I've tried a few other chambers in the past. I won't name any of them just to not knock them, but this is the one I think that's helped make the most meaningful connections. I mean, outside of Rotary, notwithstanding that, even the chamber itself, just the way it's set up. Not only, you have innovative events such as Binge networking, right? You have this Binge networking live. We have Thirsty, is it Wednesday, Wine on Wednesdays? That's always enjoyable. So. Yeah, I mean, that's a main part of it, and because it wasn't one of those things where you kind of think of where you just throw business cards at people. It's actually set up so you make those relationships, and I think that's benefited me because living in Los Angeles, it's a big city. You don't really have a lot of community. You don't get that feel, right? And so here in LAX Coastal Chamber in the Westchester area, the Playa area. Things like that, you feel a lot more community, and the chamber actually helps that because as being part of the chamber, I got to know a lot of the people in the community, and it just, it's a nice small town feel in a big city, and so I think that's also benefited my business as well.
Man, Christina is going to love you even more. I mean, she is just sitting back right now when he said exactly everything I wanted him to say and told him to say. Did she script that for you?
I think she has my routing number to my bank, Chase Bank. Just remember.
Okay, good.
It's
Very
good.
important. That's I mean,
No,
you are a debt collector, so I'm just saying, it all comes full circle. Yeah, but it's very true. I mean, they do create. It's like you said. I mean, you live in. I always describe LA as a bunch of big cities that make up, or a bunch of smaller cities that make up one big city. Because that's kind of the way it feels to me. Yeah. And so, because I moved out here from DC and Boston, where everything was just a compact city. So you come here and it's like, it feels like the West Side is one city. Then you got like Culver City or Century City is another city. Downtown is a city. And then, so it always feels.
Yeah.
Very decentralized.
Correct. Yeah. It's like urban sprawl, right? It's just spread out everywhere. There's no like, hey, you don't know your neighbors as well. None of that kind of stuff. And so joining the chambers has helped me kind of realize that more. And, I have the benefit of having my office, smack in the middle. I'm right across the street from the airport. I can see all the construction, from my window. Yeah.
It's a nice plug for her as well with Lala. That's awesome. Yeah, you were just getting all the plugs in there.
I know. Just got to work it. And the boot camp, for SheTV Media, that's pretty awesome too. I can tell you a story because I actually wanted to do it, and it's just that unfortunately, at least the last one conflicted with my Rotary Club. So, as the president, I had to run those meetings, so I couldn't join her. So, in a way, I still need to get Joel's plug in. Joel's pretty awesome. You can tell. Residential realtor.
That's all you got. That's it. Wow. See, that's what happens when you try to pay with a coupon. But that's okay.
Yeah, I didn't see any entries from you in my bank account yet, so. I'm kidding.
Just because I'm scared. Yeah, that's all. Just
kidding.
Right. So I think, okay, so we've done the business part. We've gotten the plugs in for everybody that you were required to. I'm joking, you're not required to do. But they better all send you very nice thank you notes. So now, Meredith, this is where we get good.
Okay, here we go. Drum roll, everyone. It is time for the rapid fire round. Are you ready, Jerry? You're going to have 3 seconds to answer the following questions to the best of your ability. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm good to go.
Okay, first question. Favorite local restaurant?
Hide Sushi.
Oh, that's a
It's
good
on
one.
Sawtell. I live near Sawtell, so yeah.
Hamburgers or hot dogs?
Hamburgers.
What is your go-to brunch spot?
Tony P's. See, another plug.
Everybody. Tony
We're just plugging. What's a song that's always stuck in your head?
Recently, the song that stuck in my head is Chicken Noodle Soup with Soda on the Side. Have you heard that one?
No.
BTS. It's a
I think
BTS band.
I think you're gonna have to sing it for us.
I will. I don't know how to sing it, but I will send it to you. It's a remake of an old song from the '90s, I think. For some reason, I was just gonna say it crossed my YouTube channel, and I started watching it, and then it just got stuck in my head. In fact, now it's stuck in my head, but I won't sing it.
Oh, come on.
Because it's like chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup.
See, with a soda on the side, but coffee. I gotta send this to you, Joel. I'll send it to you.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Are you a cat person or a dog person?
Dog person.
What is your favorite color and why?
Blue, and it's just awesome. I can't. Well, it's calming, and I like it. So that's it.
What do you do to de-stress?
I like to go running. I've been trying to do that more. That's a good way to de-stress. And then, yeah, just I picked up the ukulele with my wife, and I'm not good at it, but I'm trying to get better. So
That's amazing. So we now need a musical performance of you on the ukulele playing the chicken noodle soup song.
Yes.
I knew you were going there. Maybe.
No, that's not a maybe. That's a yes. That's not. Wasn't even a question. It was more like just a statement. Like we need that in our lives.
Yes.
The lawyer answer. I was gonna say lawyer answer. It depends. So.
Great job. You did great. Good
Yay.
answer.
Thank you.
I never would have pictured the K-pop, especially because we had done a networking thing, and your back wall, I remember, was guitars and ukulele. So to hear K-pop is.
No, actually, I don't listen to K-pop. That's the only one random song. And for the longest time, I didn't even know who the heck BTS was. I was like, what's this BTS craze going on? Is it some sort of like drink? You know, is it like a whatever it is, like some new fashion like Jamba Juice or something? And then I was like, oh, it's a Korean boy band. I didn't know that. But then, yeah, that I guess they were either something brought them up. I think that's why they came in my news feed, because I think on the news they said something along the lines that either they just hit like some crazy mile marker, you know, in terms of sales or whatever else worldwide. And then so I think because of that, it popped up on my feed, and then I started listening to it. But it's a good video, you know, definitely check it out.
All right.
See, another plug. I hope they, you know, they pay me some money too.
I'm just saying, for somebody who says he's not a fan, you knew quite a bit there. That's all I'm going to point out. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not arguing with you, but I'm just saying, just presenting the facts, making the case.
I like that, but you know, sometimes when you try to figure something out, you got to learn about it. So that's what I learned about it. But I don't know any of their other songs. I can tell you that honestly. So it's a good thing. But you know, I'm not shy too. I can tell you, my wife's a big Taylor Swift fan, and I've been in like 4 Taylor Swift concerts. So see, look, I'm sharing this.
I wanted to go to that Lover Fest that was going to be at SoFi. That looked like it would have been.
We actually had tickets and, you know, everything too. And I was a little sad that, you know, they did cancel it, right?
And then what do you think? What's your opinion of folklore as a Tasteway fan?
Ooh, I see that you've pegged me as a Taylor Swift fan, so nice to get it in there. But no, I think she's a great performer. I mean, for all the stuff that, you know, I've been, you know, privy to go to, it's been very, very entertaining. Her new album, I don't know it as well, but it's pretty mellow. So, you know, I like more upbeat stuff typically.
Like BTS.
Like BTS, apparently.
Yeah.
Now you found out. Collection attorney who does community service, listens to K-pop and Taylor Swift, and plays some ukulele. Oh, perfect.
If anyone's looking for anything to check all those boxes, Jerry Jen is your guy.
Jerry,
Pairing the most random.
Well, you're gonna keep people on their toes. That's a good thing, especially when you're doing law, right? You can't just be. You got to keep people on their toes. So, what's a great way for people to find you and reach out to you? And obviously, we know you're working primarily with commercial, but I'm assuming. Tell us what kind of business you like to get from the chamber. Anybody who's watching right now, what your 30-second elevator pitch.
Wow, it's like 30 minutes. That's awesome. Let's get started. But no, so in addition to it's commercial collections, business to business debt. So a lot of it, in outside of just manufacturers and whatnot, I do help service providers too. So believe it or not, I actually do collect for lots of attorneys and also CPAs and people who provide some sort of consulting service too. What ends up happening is their client either uses up all the retainer, and then you have to go further, and then suddenly now you're stuck with a big bill that wasn't paid. So I do help those clients as well. The stuff I don't do like credit card debts, debtor side stuff, or consumer debt, like no medical. We don't go after anybody medical or anything like that. So yeah, all of it's business to business, goods or services. And I'm happy to also just help, even if it's not something that necessarily fits with us. I'm happy to help people go in the right direction, or at least point them in that way. So yeah.
And so people can find you they can go on the LAX Coastal Chamber of Commerce website.
Yes. And the directory. I am in the directory. If they have a copy of the magazine, I'm in there too, so they can look that up. See, Christina, there you go, another plug. But you can also go to www.jenlawfirm.com, and that's another way to find more information about what I do, and also my firm. LinkedIn, Facebook, we're on there as well. So, yeah.
I love it.
Well, Jerry, this has been. I'm sorry, what, Meredith? I'm like.
You hit all the points. You checked all the boxes today, Jerry. It's like you're gonna have people writing you notes for days.
I like coffee, so hint, hint. I'm kidding.
Coffee, BTS, ukulele, and Taylor Swift. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got to say, Jerry, thank you so much for joining us. This was a lot of fun getting to know you better. We see each other on all the networking things, but this was just kind of a really cool way to do it. So really want to say thank you for spending your Friday morning with us.
Yes.
Really appreciate it.
No, thank you both for having me, and it's a pleasure to be here. And and I think your show is great. So definitely, I look forward to watching more of it each week for at least the rest of the year and then some. So let's do it.
Awesome. All right. Well, you just gave us more to do. Great.
You're stuck now. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining,
Thank you
Jerry.
so
Really
much.
appreciate it.